Hi. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Wendy. You there? Wendy, can you hear me? Yeah?
Hey,
Okay, you can hear me. Hi, friends. How are you guys?
good.
Good? Good.
Really good.
Oh, good. Good to
How are
hear.
you?
Good. I am leaving for my Costa Rica retreat on Friday morning
Oh,
at
fun.
yeah. I'm excited. A little bit, like a little bit pre-retreat anxiety. I always do, but
So you keep doing it too.
doing it. I keep doing it. The last few have been really good.
Oh, good.
You think El Salvador was really good, Scott?
I loved El Salvador. It was fun.
Yeah, and it was like a great group. Everyone was chill.
Oh, that's so
Fun.
awesome.
So yeah, and then like my Joshua Tree Retreat one was great. So hopefully this one will be great as well. We'll see. Bless, please, please bless. Hi, Marlia.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Fine. That's kind of how I feel though. Um, anyone want to fill me in on the sketch today? What we got?
Restore.
Oh,
Oh
yeah. This is
my
the only one
God!
I, yeah, this is the
Best
only one
news
I
I've
do
ever
know.
heard. Best news of my life. It's the last day of the Aprils. I'm stoked about that.
Me too.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, Katie.
Ready?
I
Yeah.
do have to leave early, so but I was like, I want to get as much as I can. So
Okay.
looking
Okay.
forward
Let me
to it.
know.
Okay.
Cool. I guess let's get this restore. Let's get our restore on, folks. Okay. I'll mute y'all's. And then feel free if you like to play your own music or anything like that. I'll spotlight myself. Okay. And then let's start in child's pose, unless you're a person that child's pose for you is quite uncomfortable, then maybe just lay on your belly or any other position that's comfortable. So I'm gonna start in child's pose, but if you'd rather start in something a little more comfy for you, feel free. And I'm not gonna use props today, so you'll be fine just with your mat, but you're welcome to add your own props if you want to. All right, so sitting back into your child's pose, or maybe even an embryo pose with your hands reaching back towards your heels. You can either grab your heels or just let your palms face the sky. So whatever of those options works best for you. And then just give yourself a moment in child's pose. Take some big, deep breaths into your back body. So just on your own, great big huge inhalations and feel like your back body expands. And then exhale to just relax and soften. Maybe open your mouth and take a sigh a couple times. And if you happen to have your head turned one direction, then turn your head the other direction for a moment. Take a couple big deep breaths there. If your forehead is on the ground, it might feel nice to just kind of roll your forehead side to side a little bit. And then, as you're ready, let's rise up to a tabletop position. So come out of your child's pose, find hands and knees. And then if you want to stick with just regular cat-cows, that's totally fine. But invitation, if you'd like, to try something a little different. So knees nice and wide, almost mat width distance apart. And you're going to rock forward and see if you can let your hips move towards the ground, lift your heart, tone your belly, bring your big toes towards each other behind you. Try to keep your shoulders down away from your ears, and then sit back or rock back, child's pose. So this is your exhale. Your inhale is what I'm calling scorpion cobra. Exhale, child's pose. If this isn't working, you're like, ooh, this hurts my knees or anything else, then cat cows are perfectly fine. So back and forth, just a couple more times. All right, my friends, and then let's come to a neutral spine position. And invitation to gate your left leg out to the left if you would like. We're going into thread the needle, so if you know you like your knees both on the ground, that's totally fine as well. Your left leg is extended, your toes face forward, and try to press your foot down as best you can. Reach your right arm out and all the way up. Inhale here. And then exhale to thread your right arm through. So reach, and then gently rest down. Take some big deep breaths into your back body once again. So feel every inhale expand into your back body. All the way to empty with each exhalation. About 3 more rounds of breath here. If you do happen to have your left hand lifted, set your left hand back on the ground. Next time you breathe in, unthread your right arm, reach it all the way out, all the way up. And then exhale, set your right hand down. Pick up your left foot, so whether or not you have your left leg extended, now take your left leg back, take your left toes off the right edge of your mat. And see if you can pull your hips to the left as you gaze back over your right shoulder, look back at your tiptoes, and breathe into your long left side. You can bend your elbows, you can round a little, you can come down to one of your forearms. So feel into it. One last deep breath. And then back to a tabletop position. And then I know this is a restore class, but we're going to do a down dog. Use this down dog just to stretch things out. So if you hate down dog, if you're like, oh, down dog is miserable, then maybe instead you do something that feels good in your body, child's pose, cat cows. But for me, I quite enjoy down dog. Feels good to stretch and lengthen from my fingertips up to my sit bones and the backs of my legs. So whatever works for you. If you're with me in down dog, you might pedal out your heels, or give your head a little shake or a little gnaw. And then nice and easy, bring your knees back to the ground. And invitation to gate your right leg out to the right. Extend your right leg out, toes face forward. Take your left arm out to your left and then up towards the sky. Inhale here. As you exhale, thread your left arm underneath. So reach, and gently rest down. Take some big deep breaths. Once again, focusing on back of your heart, back ribs, low back. Take about 3 more deep breaths. If you do have your right hand lifted, bring it back to the ground. And then next time you inhale, unthread your left arm, reach it out and all the way back up. Open up. Woo. Exhale, set your left hand down. And then take your right leg back. Right toes off the left edge of your mat. Pull your hips to the right, gaze back over your left shoulder. Feel the length in your left side. Long line of energy. Or excuse me, feel the length in your right side, I should say. So from your right shoulder, all the way back to your right heel. And then come back to tabletop. An invitation for either another down dog or anything else that would feel good in your body. Anything else that's calling to you. You're with me in down dog, couple more rounds. And gently set your knees back on the ground. And for a moment, we're just gonna come into a kneeling position. If kneeling is not gonna work for your knees, then just find any other seated position of your choice. Relax your arms down to your sides. If you want, you could also rest your hands in your lap. And we're just gonna roll our shoulders out. So I like to let my arms just hang. You could also kind of exaggerate this, like make it a bigger movement with your entire arm like this, almost like you're rowing slowly or something through mud. So feeling into the mobility of your shoulders and then reverse your circles. Feel your back muscles engage as you hug your shoulder blades towards your spine. Just feeling the simple movement. One more time, roll them the opposite direction. And then next time your shoulders are just back and down, keep them there. And we're gonna do a little bit of neck work. Let your chin drop forward towards your chest. Keep your shoulders back and down. And then just draw little baby smiley faces with the crown of your head. So side to side, ever so slowly, back and forth. Slow, gentle, always gentle when we work with the neck. You can get bigger with those smiley faces if you want, but keep your shoulders soft and relaxed. Keep your spine nice and long. Keep breathing. All right, my friends, come back to that place where your chin is just resting in towards your chest. And lift your head up so your head stacks right over your spine. And just a few times, turn your head, gaze over one shoulder, and then through center, gaze over the other shoulder. Make this a very intentional, mindful movement. Nothing, again, is forceful, nice and gentle. Your eyes can be open or closed, and just slowly side to side, really in observation of this simple movement. Shoulders stay relaxed and down. Come back to center, finish the round you're on, and then return to center. And then once you are gazing forward, come forward to hands and knees, tabletop. And from this place, we're going to move into a forward fold. So everybody, just for a moment, lift your hips into down dog, and then start to walk your hands back towards your feet until all the weight is in your feet. Let your head be very heavy, little or big bend in your knees. invitation to ragdoll your arms. So you can grab opposite elbows or fold your arms overhead and just kind of bounce a little bit or sway a little bit or bob a little bit. Breathing. Just allowing your body to feel whatever there is to feel in this position. Neck is relaxed, face is soft. One last round. And then let go of your elbows or release your arms and ever so slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Super slow, all the way up to stand. Head is the very last thing to lift and stack. And then once your head stacks, just do the same thing, but backwards. So chin to chest, roll all the way down. And we're gonna continue these spinal roll-ups and spinal roll downs, just at our own pace, a few more times, up and down, move slowly. Imagine your spine is a string of pearls. And imagine there is an invisible wall right behind you. And you are trying not to touch your butt to that wall. Continue just like this at your own pace. Finish the round you are on and end up standing. So standing at the back of your mat, mountain pose. And once you're standing, just stand, close your eyes and feel yourself standing from the inside. Feel your feet rooting down, crown of your head drawing up, shoulders broad, nice and neutral through your pelvis, and as neutral as possible through your spine as well. So just feeling, how does it feel to stand with so much awareness, so much intention and attention? Feel your breath expanding, contracting, rising, falling. Stay as you are and just fill up as big as you can with your next inhale. And hold at the top. Maybe take an extra little sip. And then big sigh, open your mouth, let it go. All right, friends, arms to the sky, breathe in. And slow dive down into a nice forward fold, nice bend in your knees. Halfway lift, inhale. And plant your hands or fingertips and just start to crawl your hands all the way to the top of your mat until you're in a plank or a modified plank. Take an inhale once you've arrived at the top of your push-up. And then slowly as you exhale, lower down to your belly all the way. Once you're on your belly, we are going to take shoulder pigeon. So turn your head to your left and extend your right arm out to your right. Make sure your palm is facing the ground and your hand should come straight out from your shoulder. Relax your head either on the ground or if it's too much to just relax your head on the ground, bring something underneath your head like a pillow or a sweatshirt or your bolster, block, anything else. Your left leg, maybe your left foot is on the ground behind you, maybe it's in front of you. Anything, any variation you want to take. In this left arm, sometimes I like to reach up and back, sometimes I like to bring my forearm across my low back. So any exploration that you'd like to take, and we'll be here for about 7 to 10 more breaths. So we'll be here a little while. Soft through your face, soft through your jaw. Just feeling whatever's flowing through your inner space. About 3 more rounds. If you need to come out early, that's totally fine. End of your next exhale, roll back to your belly and just turn your head the opposite direction for a moment. And I like to bring my arms into my sides, kind of like hug them in. But you do whatever feels good with your arms and then just rock your hips side to side. So just like a little kind of shimmy of your hips. Take your knees at least hips width distance apart, bend your knees and windshield wiper your shins. Breathe down into your low back. All right, come back to center and just set your legs down. Press up to your hands and your knees for a moment. So bring your hands to frame your ribs, push yourself up, push yourself back into a child's pose or an embryo pose. So if you want to, you can reach your hands back to grab your heel. And take some deep breaths once again down into your low back. Maybe a couple open mouth sighs. And then from your child's pose, come up to hands and knees. Take it back to down dog. And just like we did before, walk your hands to the back of your mat into a forward fold. And then once you're in your forward fold, just hang out. Maybe ragdoll, or maybe there's some other variation you want to explore. You could walk your hands side to side a little bit. You could wrap your peace fingers around your toes. You could step onto your palms. Anything that feels interesting or just curious in your body, explore a little bit. Bend your knees if this hurts your low back at all. And I shouldn't just say bend your knees even more if it hurts your low back. Try to keep a little more weight forward in your feet and feel the connection to your center, like your belly button has a rope attached to it and the rope is pulling straight up. Next time you inhale, find a halfway lift position, so spine parallel to the ground. Then bring your hands to your hips and then press all the way up, rise all the way up, stand up. So standing at the back of your mat. Once you are standing, bring your arms out to both sides. Palms face forward. And just like we did before, feel your feet on the ground and notice, are you collapsing onto the inner edges, the outer edges? Are you pigeon-toed? Are you duck-footed? Can you get all of your toes to face forward? Can you feel into your most neutral pelvis, neutral spine, open and broad through your shoulders and your heart? Big, spacious breath. How much awareness can you bring into simply standing? That's the real yoga. That's the real practice. Take one last big inhale, hold. Take an extra sip, get taller, and then out your mouth, release. Inhale, arms reach up. This time, as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. And if it is available to you, start to reach your hands back away from your body. Maybe even just the slightest little back bend, so press your hips forward, puff up your chest. Breathe into your heart space. Hug in with your inner thighs to protect low back. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips all the way down into your fold. And then relax your neck, let your head be heavy. Work that opening in your shoulders as best you can. Please remember to bend your knees more if this hurts your low back. Weight slightly forward in your feet. Use your core strength to lift your butt up, 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 up. Take one more inhale. Hands to your low back as you exhale, and then release, fingertips to the ground. All right, halfway lift, inhale. And again, fingertips to the ground, so bend your knees as needed, and walk your hands to the top of your space until you're in plank or modified plank. Once you're there, inhale, push the ground away, strong straight line all the way to your belly. Once you are on your belly, we're going for shoulder pigeon with our left arm. So turn your head to the right and roll up onto your left side. Any variation you want to take on this side with your right leg and your right arm. Big deep breath. Big inhales and exhales. Just let your body melt around the pose a little bit more. Take about 4 more rounds. Deep breaths. As you're ready, I'll just kind of leave it up to you, but eventually coming back to your belly. Just like we did before, turn your head the opposite direction. Start with just a little rock of your hips. And then eventually with your knees at least hips width distance, bend your knees, windshield wiper your shins. If you want to, you could also play with egg beater, which is like throwing your feet into a little mixing bowl. So you circle them out in opposite directions at opposite times. Okay, eventually just set your legs back down. And then bring your hands to frame your mid ribs. Press up to tabletop. Press back to child's pose or embryo pose. Reach your hands back. Breathe into your low back a lot. Good job, you guys. And then this time we're actually going to find our way just all the way down onto our back. So from your child's pose, however you want to make that transition, find your way all the way down onto your back. And once you're there, hug your knees in and just take a little rock from side to side gently. Massage at your low back. And then set your feet on the ground with knees bent. So we'll move into a supine pigeon pose. Extend your right leg straight up towards the sky. Pause for a moment right here. If you want, you can grab behind your right thigh. Just do a few either circles with your right ankle or point and flex a few times through your right foot. Okay, guys, now, sorry, I've been here a while, I was enjoying it. Flex your toes back and then bring your outer ankle to the top of your thigh. So you're in a figure four. And I might just leave my left foot on the ground today. Feels quite good. But if you want to, of course, you can lift your left foot up, grab hold behind your left thigh. Okay, I'm gonna do it. It feels good here too. So if you're grabbing your thigh, rather than pulling as hard as you can and rounding your back and lifting your head, you don't want something like this. You want a nice neutral spine. As you pull with your arms, your legs are pressing away. So you're going for a neutral spine position, flex your right toes, and press your outer ankle into the top of your left thigh actively. About 3 or 4 more rounds here, and if you want, maybe a little rock from side to side. One more big, huge breath. If you're holding your left thigh, set your left foot back down. And then extend your right leg straight up, either flex or point your toes. Keep your leg strong, straight, powerful, and slowly lower your right leg all the way down. So reach it forward and then all the way down. And then once your right leg is down, draw your left knee up and grab hold of the front of your left shin. Hug your left knee in and up towards your left armpit and squeeze. Take a couple big, deep Buddha belly breaths here. And then half happy baby. So grab hold of your left foot and pull down with your left arm as you press up through your left heel. Flex your left toes. And imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. All right, release your left leg, take it out next to your right leg, and then reach your arms overhead, take a full body stretch. Reach actively through fingers and toes, but as you reach, if your back ribs are lifting, see if you can press your back ribs down so you feel like you're in a more neutral spine position as you reach long. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hug your knees and gently rock it out. And then set your feet on the ground. And this time extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. If you want to, you can grab behind your left thigh. Point, flex, or circle it out. So really just working the mobility of your left ankle, but also feeling into all those little tiny bones, tendons, ligaments, muscles in your foot, in your ankle, in your calf, and your shin. So make this as interesting as you can. Feel your toes, see if you can get all your toes to move. And then flex your toes back in active flexion, or it's called dorsal flexion. And figure 4, so outer left ankle, top of your right thigh. And feel free to leave your right foot on the ground or pick your right foot up. Grab hold behind your right leg and draw in with your arms, but press away with your leg. So there's that isometric kind of, it's like a resistance, and it stabilizes, it sets the joints so they're nice and supported. Your femur bone plugged into the socket, your pelvis as neutral as possible. Your spine as neutral as possible. So working not just the alignment of the pose in your hips, but also feeling, what is my upper back doing? What are my shoulders doing? What is my neck doing? What is my right foot doing? Have I forgotten about my right foot completely at this point? And then what's my breath doing? Feel into those big spacious inhales all the way to empty with your exhales. And if you want to add a little rocking side to side, feel free. Last couple rounds here. Extend your left leg back up, flexion or point your toes. Either one is fine with me, and just slowly lower your left leg all the way down. Slow, slow, slow. Eventually, when your left leg's resting on the ground, draw your right knee up, hands at the front of your right shin. Hug your right knee up towards your right armpit. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Couple big Buddha belly breaths. And then half happy baby. And then there's a heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. And then this time, we're going to turn it into a full happy baby. So lift your left foot, grab hold of your left foot if you can. If you can't grab your feet, then grab ankles or even just the backs of thighs. And if you've got your feet, pull down with your arms, press up through your heels. Try to create that neutral spine once again. Good job, you guys. All right, release your legs and just bring your feet to the ground with knees bent. Bring your feet mat width distance apart. Tee out your arms or cactus your arms. And then just windshield wiper slowly side to side, slowly and intentionally. The slower you go, probably the more you will get out of this. Make sure your feet are nice and wide. That will make space in your low back. Personally, I like to flex my toes, and then as my knees fall to one side, I really work my top knee forward and down. So you're working the internal rotation of that top femur bone in the hip socket. Some people have that mobility really naturally. For me, it's not natural, so it's really good to work this pose. If your natural kind of inclination is external rotation in your hips. All right, friends. Finish the round you're on, or maybe take one more. Oh, this feels so good to me right now. And then come back to center. And bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open. And if you want to just relax here in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, invitation, press the soles of your feet together firmly and see if you can lift your butt up off the ground. Hold here for a moment, squeezing your outer glutes. Imagine you're trying to press your knees down and lift your hips up higher. Breathe. Squeeze your outer glutes, lift your hips. Imagine somebody is pressing your knees closer to the ground and you're pressing against them. Lift your hips one more. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, let it go. Bring your knees up. Hug your knees in. Take a little rock from side to side. And then eventually just let both of your knees fall over to your right side. And if it feels better to extend one leg or cross your legs, or if you need to kind of move your hips around, please do. Left arm out to the left. Or you can do a cactus goalpost position with your left arm. Take big, deep breaths down into your belly. Be here a little while, about 7 to 10 more rounds. So make sure this feels like a position you can kind of hang out in. It's not like you're holding your breath. If you are, then adjust so that you can be more comfortable. Breath or two, just come back to center for a moment and do whatever would feel good to you to kind of neutralize your spine. So hug your knees in, or maybe stretch your legs out long. Maybe a big full body stretch, maybe a happy baby. It's totally up to you. And then eventually we're gonna work to the other side with our twist. So either hug your knees in and then just let your knees fall over to your left side. Extend your right arm out. Or maybe you're adjusting in your own way. You're extending one leg, crossing your legs. Could be a windshield wiper variation. That's probably the most gentle. And just focus on your breath. Let it rise and fall. Just notice whatever there is to notice without having to judge it or even make sense of it, just curiosity, observation. Take about 3 more rounds here. Slowly come back to center. And again, you choose what would feel good. Hug your knees in, gently rock. Maybe extend your legs, maybe extend your arms. And then eventually feet on the ground with knees bent. We're going to take flowing bridges. Bring your arms down by your sides. Feet hips width distance apart. All of your toes face directly forward. Your ankles should pretty much come straight down from your knees. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up. As you inhale, peel your spine off your mat. Reach your arms towards the sky and all the way back over your head. And as you exhale, slowly set your spine back down, reach your arms up towards the sky, and return them back down by your sides. Just like this, back and forth a few more times with your own breath at your own pace, slowly and mindfully. Press through your feet and feel your spine once again like a string of pearls, one pearl at a time. So you want to feel into your spine like it's a wave. Feel it undulate. It's a wave-like motion. Be graceful, be intentional. It's like a moving meditation. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds, just like this. All right. Return back to your just neutral spine. So your arms down by your sides. And once you're back in neutral spine, hug your knees in. And see if you can wrap your arms around your shins. Lift your head up and give yourself a great big squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then relax down. Any other finishing poses you want to take, you guys. Then we're just going to have a nice long Shavasana. So if there's anywhere else you want to go, anything else you want to do, go for it. And also if you've got a bolster at your house and you want to use it for your Shavasana, that would be a great time to use it in any way you'd like. And since I'm going to give you a nice long Shavasana, I'm going to play a little bit of music. So I'll share my computer audio and then I'll just give you something to listen to. If you don't want to listen to it, of course, feel free to mute me. Otherwise, just let yourself kind of drift off into your Shavasana. Let your breath become completely effortless. Let your body just melt into the ground. And give yourself these last few moments to just relax, to just be, and to just take in whatever's flowing through you.
I think if I could get you to do one thing, I would say when you get to the point that you really feel highly motivated to just towards keeping your virtue, then you'll discover quite quickly just how extraordinary a life was meant to be and could be. And it's just we get so messy. It's not that we're doing lots of wrong things, but our mind is so messy. We don't keep it simple. And we end up making the life that we're living so inordinately complicated and completely unnecessarily. And it's such a shame to end up feeling in a real muddle when actually you ought to be having the time of your lives. It doesn't actually take very much to make the deepest part of us incredibly happy. You know, just to be here, just to appreciate being here. To feel that you're alive, to be in touch with your heart. That's it. That's it. It takes mindfulness to come to a human life. And then above that, it takes mindfulness and virtue to come to a fortunate human life. The chance to be part of this happens briefly. The invitation is not to show how inventive and imaginative you are. but how much you can notice what you're already part of. And appreciate it and share it. And care about those that are around. Look out for their welfare while you're looking out for your own. That's it. And then you'll get to the end of it having had an awesome time, knowing that that was something you'd recommend to others. You all know this place inside where it's all right. You all know that when you let the ego go, it's not this black hole that you drop into. You all know it. Why can't you do it? You know, the world is creaking under the strain of this enormously complicated mass of humanity. And actually, you know, it's really simple. You know, when you came here with a sense of awe and wonder, dying to just see what it's all about. You know, it's like, what would it be like to be down there, be part of it? And you came here with this sense of wonder, and somehow the wonder of it wasn't enough, or you stopped wondering at it and started wondering about yourself. And in your wondering about yourself, you forgot what you came here for, what you came to be a part of.
Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And just slowly begin to wiggle through fingers and toes. Eventually find your way into a fetal position. Take a couple breaths or so there, just resting, letting everything kind of soak in, integrate in. And then ease your way up, seated meditation for one last moment. And as you sit up nice and tall, exhale, empty out in your breath. And inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And just bow your head to your heart. Thank yourself for slowing down, taking time, giving yourself just a little more space to connect, to notice and feel what's going on inside of you. Thank you for letting me guide you, my friends. Namaste. All right, my friends. What time is it?
Thank you.
Okay. I did a perfect time. My computer says it's 9:44 a.m. I'm like, what is going on? Why is the time not right on my computer? It's like
Your
not-
internal clock works.
Phew. I'm like, I really have no idea if this is okay. Perfect.
Thanks,
Mm,
Kate.
that felt great.
Did you guys hear the music?
Yes,
Yeah.
beautifully.
Great. Okay. I'll be gone the next 2 Tuesdays because I'm in Costa Rica for my retreat. I'm not sure who I have subbing, but I will have somebody. Unless I tell them the wrong meeting Me,
we'll-
but I promise I won't do that again.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Too.
Bye.
Bye.